what do you think about, okay, so there's like the second argument, usually what people talk about is, if you're talking about the way the normal milk is produced, right? Or even just meat production happens. Let's say you find a replacement. Sometimes it could be avocado, for example.
Avocado, yeah.
Yeah. For avocado, there's, I think, lots of honey bees that are required to have the way it's produced.
Yeah.
I'm not like 100% on this, but it's the way it's produced requires a lot of honey. And then you sort of still you do end up doing the same thing, same impact, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, you say it's harming the environment, but if you're like, if there's a lot more meat production or a lot more cows getting killed in general, it's harming the environment and across the board. But then, for example, if you're ordering a special vegan food item, right, from one place to another, the cost of like transporting from one place to another, the impact that it produces, let's say airplane cost and all of that, it turns out to be the same. So on a higher level, if you just balance it out, sure, I mean, from an animal perspective, it's terrible, but it does affect in other ways that it's not apparent to you at this point, but at some point it will emerge. What do you think about that?
I think that's, a lot of people, even that's the first argument that I asked myself. Because to make, like you said, to make avocados and a lot more, most plants, most plant-based foods requires a lot of killing, a lot of mice getting killed in the process, a lot of insects getting killed, a lot of little animals getting killed, just to make plant-based foods. And I thought, like veganism is all about non-violence, and just to make vegan food, we're killing so many animals.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like a double standard, right? It's, like it just makes no sense. You're saying this, and then you're eating food that's made from violence.
It's just not apparent to you at that point, but
exactly.
It's again an indirect.
Exactly. And then when I found out about it, I was like, fuck, like I'm still killing insects. I'm still killing animals. Even like you said, avocados, you transport avocados. They say veganism is good for the environment, uses less, pollutes less. But then, to fly it from one place of the world to another requires a lot of, money, and you're still harming the environment. But then what I found out, crops are killed, insects are killed to make vegan food. But veganism is about reducing cruelty, not getting rid of it. You can't completely eradicate cruelty. There's always going to be cruelty to make things. That's just how the world is set up. But another thing is, insects are killed to make, a lot of people bring up the point, like, don't you care about the plants? Even killing plants, like plants have feelings as well.
Living beings.
But
they're just not expressive as much.
Exactly. The thing is, to feed cows that give milk, dairy cows, to feed these animals that are later killed for meat, they eat more plants, they require more plants than humans ever do. I think it's many, many times over. They eat the resources that they need as food. 80% of all agricultural land in this world, I think 70 to 80%, is used to grow food to feed animals that we kill and eat. So we do kill insects and animals, but the insects and animals that are killed in the process to make food for the meat animals is way more. I think it's like 7 times more insects and animals are killed to make food, to make meat, than for vegan food. So even if you do care about, insects' lives and plants' lives, maybe if you do believe plants have feelings, even if you do believe that, it makes sense to go vegan, because you're still killing a lot less plants and insects and animals compared to eating meat, or even drinking from.
So it's sort of going towards a better.
It's all about harm reducing. Nothing is zero harm, but one thing is 7 times less harm than the other thing, and that's veganism. You always
makes sense. Makes sense.
And maybe over time with technology we can reduce the amount of harm that we're causing to create that food. But even when in terms of, like I said, 80% of all land is used to grow food for animals.
Yeah.
That still requires a lot of resources to carry from one part of the world to another. Like in China, a lot of the land there is used to grow soy.
Yeah.
To feed animals, not for humans. So a lot of airplane costs, a lot of environmental pollution is caused there. Way more than to transport avocados.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense. A lot more people eat meat and dairy than they eat avocados every day.